So, I guess hi once again. This is my latest in my Phase 3 updates. This is kind of week 7 and 8. I'm just looking back to the last time I did it. You can tell there's a bigger time lapse because I'm actually growing a beard now. But I haven't been doing one for a while. About a while, I do mean just about 2 weeks, whereas it's supposed to be weekly. I haven't had that much to update about, really. So, like I believe I said in the last one, I'm still compiling or was compiling information, uh, and seeing where things could go. So I decided that the responses I have now, I'm gonna work with them. Um, I haven't gotten many responses back. I've put it on media. I've done other things, and people just don't seem really interested in it. So I'm just going to take what I have and I'm going to work with that. There's, I guess, two or three other things I really want to talk about. Um, is talk about interdisciplinary and kind of how do I go from here. So I met with Professor Driscoll, who is very probably the center point of the department for the interdisciplinary department, because that's a mouthful. And he basically, I wanted to meet with him because this is sort of does deal with interdisciplinary, and so I thought it'd be insightful to talk to him. Maybe I could help him, he could help me. We'll see what's going on with that. So I met with him. He told me what interdisciplinary at Wentworth is all about, how his department is growing, and how he's constantly working on working on the interdisciplinary factor, which is good. It's very, very constant. I thought maybe this was something that was done on the side, maybe something that people didn't really care about. But when I talked to Professor Driscoll, he seemed very, very, very interested in what I had to say and what I was doing and what he's doing. So that was a very good sign. I think it was just insightful talking to him, so I didn't really request any help from him or what I could do for him. He would like to see my results, and when those are finalized, which I'm pretty sure are finalized, I'll ship them off. I just need to find some free time, which is not so common these days. It's also today is November 19th, so in about 2.5 weeks I'll be done with school. So finals are starting creeping up. I have exams coming up next week. That's going to be fun. Also talking about how I'm going to go from here. So I have two departments or two categories I want to emphasize or kind of look at. So one would be verbal and the other being visual. So verbal is how I'm going to relay this information to people, how it's going to get out there. When I was first thinking of this was what came into my head. It was just, let's have an info session. And there's good things and bad things about that. Bad thing is timing. People are not always going to have free time to go see it, and people may not want to go and see some walk and basically have another class for a day or for a week or a certain number of weeks. And be like, oh, here's this and this and blah 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 blah. When it doesn't relate to them, it's not necessary for them, but still. But then again, if you go to meetings or info sessions or classes like this, you're doing people who want to learn just like you. You can learn from them, and so on and so forth. And the point of this is to mingle among majors, so you get outside the standard few majors in that little session. So that was one option. The other side I've started to think about is visual. So like having posters, having flyers, having something that people can look at, read, and sort of move along. So I've had a few ideas. Maybe we just have. I was thinking just because I was tabling in Flanagan, to have posters in Flanagan, because it's very, very high traffic, and when you see something huge on the wall, you're like, ooh, what's this? Let me look at it. It pulls you in a little bit. And then I was thinking of flyers. We have a million We have a million boards throughout campus, in every department, in every hallway, in res halls. They're everywhere. So I was thinking maybe put flyers up, and I was thinking specifically why and where. So maybe in annex, basically annex houses, all design and CM. Maybe putting things about engineering in there, like what is computer science, what is computer engineering, what is computer networking, what is mechanical, something like that. Put flyers about completely opposite majors or different majors that may not be in that area in those departments. So in engineering, you'd put architecture, maybe interior. In management, you'd put comp sci, electromechanical, industrial, something that is completely unrelated, and hopefully just like the poster idea, it sort of grabs your attention. You're like, what is so-and-so major? And so those are kind of the two departments, two categories I'm kind of looking at to how to relay this information and how to improve knowledge among other majors. That's mainly it. And usually I always do a prompt at the end, because why not? I had it and I lost it. What keeps you motivated? I keep myself motivated, I guess. I want to do this, so I push myself to do this. There's no other motivator factor behind that. I will say when I first started out, the motivation was Steve told me if I did this, I could teach a Phase 1 course during my senior year, which I would love because I like teaching. I like not telling people how to do things, but relaying information and informing people. So that's another motivator that's in the back of my head when I remember it. Mostly, I want to push myself to do this. I've already started, so I need to finish. And that's just how I am, and that's how I'm going to keep going on. So that's really it. Next week, definitely, I'll have how and what I am doing this by, what rules and regulations I'm setting forth to broadcast the information. Okay. So that's mainly it, and see you all next time. Bye.